Oh, no, go ahead.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Rob Lazarian podcast with my beautiful girlfriend, Kennedy. Hello. We're here to give... Kennedy! We went to court this week. This is a quick court update episode. You might remember from October, we were going to see a Chance the Rapper concert.
$15 concert.
In the Cherry Beach. Yeah, it was very... Chance post-divorce his ticket prices are not what they used to be. And
great for us.
So we double rode, and we got a double riding ticket. There's a whole episode that we've covered the origins of this. And so what happened is after we received a double riding ticket, and I also received a ticket for holding an item.
Holding an object, preventing both hands. From being on the handlebars.
What that was that at some point... So what happened was we were on a city bike. We had to put the city bike into the dock. And so as I stopped the bike, got my phone, looked for where the city bike dock would have been, and then continued on my way.
Right.
That's what he tried to get me for holding an item.
Or the 2-liter Montelier bottle.
Yeah, I was also holding a 2-liter Montelier bottle of alcohol, but he said it was
just
the cell phone.
I think the bottle was more impressive.
Yeah, whatever. Either way.
They're heavy.
I thought that was a water.
It was. I just put booze in it.
I think we made a bramble. I think we had a bramble and mushrooms.
I was travel bramble.
What's a bramble?
It's a gin-based cocktail, usually like a blackberry garnish. Yeah, it's nice.
It's great for the summer.
Yeah.
Great for a double ride.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't, just because it's a traveler cocktail doesn't mean I don't go out of my way to make it nice.
And remind me, a double ride is 2 people on a bike?
The ticket is 2 per bicycle. 2 on a bike.
That's what it says. 2 on
bicycle.
It says 2 on bike, which is that was great about going to court this week. So you don't know, but when you go to the court downtown,
when you go to floor 7,
floor fucking 702, when you hit 702, the courts will have the names, like the full
they'll have
names.
Your full
of
name
people.
and what you did.
So all the courts, all of them say like. Let me pick white names for this. James Rickson, domestic abuse. Raj Singh killed a family with his transport truck. You know what I mean? It'll have vehicular manslaughter. And so I was praying that it would say Rob Mayu 2 on bike.
2 on
bike.
But I got put into
it may have said that, and it was just quick.
No, well, because I think that I was put into
This is for next time. Next time, maybe.
So it turns out. So let me go through the entire thing. Mm-hmm. We get this 2 on ride ticket. He holds us there for like an hour. Now listen, I'm being fairly aggressive with him. I'm not going to try to claim I handled myself with the most dignity and gentleman-like nature. But that's not my job. I'm not a police officer. I didn't swear an oath to being a good guy to whatever, you know? So I annoyed him. He annoyed me. He gave me the tickets. He fished. He tried to get what he could.
Sure.
Like he was looking to hit. He would have hit me. Whatever he could have hit me with, he would have hit me with.
Real wiener.
And we spent a lot of time discussing his the happiness of his marriage and
he needs to take his wife for a double ride.
Yeah,
he would be much happier after.
We got the most adorable ticket in history.
That's so cute.
I know what you're saying.
Yeah.
Double team his wife. I get it.
Yeah. Well, I think his wife goes for double rides when he's at the station. Also, sorry about the death in the family, Officer Langan. But it was a death. Anyways.
Okay.
What me? So he gives me the tickets. Again, you can go back to the episode from October about this for more detail. But he gives me the tickets. I'm on he gives them to me on his driver's side. I'm in front of the vehicle at his command. Because at some point I have videotaped his head for too long. So he has me stand in front of his vehicle so that the lights could glare. Just videotaping him the entire time annoyingly. And so he has me stand in front of the car. So he gives me the tickets on the driver's side, which is the road side, right? And so he gives me the tickets. He gets immediately back in the vehicle. and then drives it into my body. So
As you're passing.
as I'm like walking off the road.
Yeah.
And so, obviously, I freak out. I'm not about that because now I'm like, now you hit me with a car.
Yeah.
And then she's freaking out. She's like, oh, you just hit him with a car, or whatever. So, and then he's just saying no. We're on his side now again because like we're both like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
And then he gets in the car and he speeds
Hold on, your
off
mic
again.
is coming in and out.
Oh, shit. And I'm a fairly important mic.
Yeah.
Is that better?
That's better.
I heard
yeah.
a click.
Maybe. Yeah. Try it.
Okay.
Yeah. You're talking.
All right.
Okay.
So he hits me with the car. I hope that was okay for everybody. Whatever. Maybe
We got most. It was just that last part.
Okay,
He
cool.
hits you with a car.
So he hits me with his car. Then we freak out. We go to his driver's side. Now, I will say, wait, when is my... Whatever. He hits... The second time he hits Kennedy with the car.
We were both standing up against, like right
At his
beside the
driver's
car,
side.
and
And
he just ripped by.
Rips out again.
This happened recently?
In October.
October.
So she brushes against the car.
Such a great hype man.
He drives the car into me. In this instance, he's peeling off, and it kind of brushes against
Just a
her,
brush.
which we would let go.
We would call it a brush, but he would call it.
What he called it was, quote, "You assaulted my vehicle." He then claimed that Kennedy assaulted his vehicle, starts chasing her down.
Yeah.
I'm retarded. Like, I mean, I don't want him tackling my girlfriend, but I'm also putting my body, like, I'm like stopping him from apprehending
He was
her for a
grabbing,
short time.
yeah.
Yeah, that wasn't great, but that could end up in me being fucking shot in the head. But so eventually, like, we just give him, she gives him the ID, and he comes back and he's like, well, looks like you're somebody who made all the right choices in life.
Thank
And
you, officer.
when I'm like, the fuck choices did I make? I don't have a record. Like,
Yeah,
I'm
yeah,
fine.
yeah.
The fuck does that mean?
See, I thought he was being condescending, and so I was like, "What do you mean?" But
wanted
no,
to be
he's
bad.
just being nice.
Yeah.
He's being a nice guy.
You made all the right...
Oh, I thought that was a
he's being nice.
sarcasm
Same,
thing.
But
But
I'm like, I've literally done nothing.
No, he literally was like, you don't have a record. You haven't done anything.
Oh.
So whatever.
That's such a weird way to put that.
Which, again,
Yeah.
the only arrest I have is the G20, and I got paid $12,000 for that because I was a hero. So they arrested a hero that day. And so, anyways, he claims he assaulted vehicle, whatever. I mean, he just knew he fucked up and was looking for a way out of it.
Yeah.
And whatever. But what he really fucked up is that, so I filed a complaint. Like, I didn't get a lawyer. I didn't whatever. I filed a complaint with the LECA, which is like the governing body that handles cops and shit. And honestly, it was the part with her that bothers me the most, because I can kind of laugh off the rest of it. We made it in time for Chance. You know what I mean? The tickets
Yeah.
are like, I'm going to get the tickets fucking
Maybe he
wiped
waited
off.
for you guys.
Chance, what? Yeah, he
Yeah,
did.
he waited.
Well, he has his black spidey senses went
Yes,
off.
that's right, yeah.
A police injustice was
Yeah.
nearby, and he's like, Black Lives Matter. But so he was just trying to get out of the whatever. I would be totally fine with just the complaint. I have a meeting with them this Sunday where I sit down with the cop, the staff sergeant, and then like the lady who handles complaints, the like complaint lady.
Yeah.
And whatever. I'd be so okay with that, ultimately. But the problem is that for the last couple phone calls about it, I'm starting to get the sense that even the lady that's supposed to be helping me has started shifting things into save their ass mode.
And like, are you sure?
Well, because there's body cam footage of
Yeah,
this,
yeah,
right? And so in the body cam footage, you can't exactly clearly see that it struck me, right? Like, you see that my body's in front, you see that it moves, but you don't necessarily from the angle see that it made contact with my body.
Right. It's the opposite of a wrestling punch.
Yes, exactly. Yeah. So
The authenticity of the reaction is indicative of exactly what happened.
doesn't even matter because
He
the
still put
next
the car
thing
in
that
the
happens-
drive.
Also,
all
fine
that matters.
points. Everybody's
all that
making
matters.
fine points, but I think as we discussed on the Goblin and Ogre podcast about Jamie's legal situation, it doesn't. None of these things necessarily matter. They could probably get away with. I put the car in drive.
Yeah.
Oopsie doops. They could get away with what they what he fucked up with is that, okay, so we can't prove you hit me. You did. My reaction proves you did. I have a witness you did. Everyone knows you did. But let's say I can't even do anything about that. The next one, you said she assaulted your vehicle, which means you...
Yeah.
Really? Again?
Yeah.
Okay, all right, I'll be careful.
Yeah, stick to the top part maybe.
Okay,
I don't know.
okay.
I'll check out the bike. Yeah.
You
So
said she assaulted your vehicle, which means you are saying this time that she made contact with the car. You can't deny it.
Right.
You made the claim. Now, you made up a weird assaulting a vehicle claim,
yeah.
and hey, if you had charged us with assaulting a vehicle, which I don't think exists, but whatever the actual legal term a non-retard cop would say, you know what I mean? Like someone who family doesn't die all the time. Well, fuck him. He hit me with a car. Suck my dick, Langan.
I get it. This is the equivalent of somebody going, I didn't have sex with that woman, also she wanted it. And it's like, that doesn't make sense.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So you can't.
This woman assaulted by dick with her vagina.
You can't claim that you didn't hit her with the vehicle.
Sorry, that grossed out Kenny. She's like, oh, God.
Yeah. Charlie having sex is awful. But
I think that was a good metaphor.
But
yes, he
So
cannot
you
deny.
can't deny that he made contact with her. So I want you to know this, Officer Marja, and I'm pretty sure I'm allowed legally to disclose all this.
It's yours.
I was very willing to let this go, but your little poking and prodding is only making me dig further the fuck in.
Yeah.
Like, if I got a sincere apology, hey, that was fucked up.
Any
he made a
sort of, yeah,
mistake,"
my bad.
it would
The
be-
best thing he could have done after he hit you was go, you know what? Forget about it.
Are you okay?
Are you okay? Are you okay?
That
There was never an are you okay or
No, it's just an immediate denial.
It was,
fuck
no, I
Langan.
didn't. No,
Fuck
I
Langan
didn't.
forever.
Yeah.
I hope more of your family dies. But
We'll see on Sunday.
yeah, and
We're
we'll see you
spending
on
our Sunday.
Oh wait, you have to
seeing him.
go. So the end of this, it's not resolved yet.
No.
So there's a lot of components to this.
Okay.
So I have now filed this complaint with the LECA. That's what this particular part is about, is me handling it. This has nothing to do with absolving the tickets, court, anything. This is purely, I am now dealing with the lady who handles complaints for that division, and I will be having a meeting on Sunday with the officer and the staff sergeant and the lady who handles complaints. Are we changing my mic? Is that what's happening? I just fucked up again.
Do you want to
Sorry.
change it with mine because
Yeah,
I
whatever.
sound like
He's got it. So, so we have that meeting on Sunday. It's going to be like, it reminds me very
if he's
much.
got, I love that we're doing it on a Sunday.
Yeah, it is great
We
that
have
we're
to
going to
take him
ruin
away
his
from his
Sunday.
family for a little bit.
Yeah,
on
yeah,
a nice
yeah.
little
That
Sunday.
4 p.m.
I hope
Sunday.
it's sunny.
Yeah. I hope he.
We'll hit up some open houses before and after.
I hope he's a basketball fan of somebody who's in a playoff game at 4 p.m. on Sunday.
Yeah.
I don't know
Yeah.
who plays at 4 p.m. on Sunday, but I hope it's game
Hope he
one
loves them.
That is
of
really
his
petty,
team.
but also kind of-
Yeah. Okay. All right. We'll. How's that? That better? Okay. Cool.
Beautiful.
So that's the LECA part. Now, again, I was perfectly good with a fucking sincere apology and whatever. They don't even have to necessarily
Just admit.
because the wiping the tickets out, they can't. Again, same as like I explained about Jamie's thing. There's only so many things they can do. They can't go, "You're guilty of this crime, but we'll absolve it because we hit you with a car." That's not a thing, right? So the two processes have to exist outside of each other. Now, the tickets, I couldn't fight them initially.
Okay.
Because if you want a complaint to go through to the LECA, they would have already discarded the body cam footage had the complaint been resolved through. If they had just gone, no, you don't have tickets, then they would have gotten rid of that. So for a complaint to go through to the LECA and get registered, you have to let them judge against you. So I had the judgment. They have judged against me in this crime already. I was found guilty in absentia already. So isn't it fun to say absentia?
I have no idea what
Is
it
that what
means.
he
I was
said?
absent.
Oh,
that means I was absent.
absentia.
Yes,
Okay.
yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, it does sound like a foot disease.
I was gonna say it's kind of pretty, but all right, never mind.
I wear slippers in the shower at the gym, so I don't get absentia.
Yeah, it's abscess related.
Yes. Yeah, I wear a guard when I do jiu-jitsu, so I don't get absentia. So I was found guilty of absentia. So I had to go. So this is the process, and like.
Floor 3 to 7.
Jay, again, and I like that this is a companion podcast to the Goblin and Ogre podcast because of Jamie's legal issues. But the system is set up to fuck
make you
everybody
give up.
over.
They want you to give up.
They want you to not fight things.
Yeah.
They want you to whatever. Like, I'm luckily a comedian with infinite amount of time on my hands. Like, they hit the wrong one with
Monday
the car.
to Friday, we have so much time.
So cool to go head down to City Hall and have some arguments. Like, cool with me, right? So, if I was a regular person with a regular job, there's no way I could fight any of this. I couldn't have complained about getting hit with the car. I'd have no time for that. I wouldn't have been able to fight these tickets. I'd have no time for that.
And it was a reasonable amount. Like, I didn't look at the tickets.
$316.
After, but that's because we were looking at, but if we paid
If we
the
had paid
early bird
initially,
pricing.
still $200.
That is funny, early bird pricing. Yeah, if you pay within the first 10 days.
It's low enough to go, whatever, how much time am I going to spend?
But that's the same thing
I
as
know,
the plea deals. It's the same thing as pleading out, where they go, if we just make it an amount that makes you just go,
But that's
fuck
how
it,
they get you.
whatever, then you'll just do it.
Then you'll do it.
Is it 2 tickets? Because
yes,
Two
there's
on
two
bike.
of you.
Two
so
on
you got a
bicycle.
2 on bike, and she gets a 2
No,
on bike.
I didn't get any.
Oh,
I'm
no,
good.
no,
I'm
it's
still good.
only
My
I get
record
it.
is still
Only
great.
I get it.
Yeah.
Because I guess I was operating the
That's what I'm
vehicle.
going to
I
ask.
don't
Like,
fucking-
do they go, whose bike is this?
Yeah, why didn't they care about me?
It's because you're a chick.
Yeah.
And the law's not equal. But it's you could literally murder someone. You're hot, so you'd be fine. But anyways, so we have to go now. I had to go. So if you want to fight a ticket, right? And like let's not even say fight a ticket because there would be one less step in the process. Say you're in a situation like me where you have a complaint against a cop. This is the process you would have to go through to make even a minor complaint, not civil action. Nothing I have done is like civil. I've not got a lawyer. I'm not suing anybody.
Okay, gotcha.
I'm not whatever. If you just file a complaint that you would like to be taken seriously about a cop, the process you then end up going through is this. I had to go to 10 Armory Street, which is the new City Hall courthouse, basically.
Right.
So go to there. You go there, you wait for about an hour in that one. Some guy gives you a piece of paper that you then, by the way.
Wait, can we talk about the fella that acknowledges how long you've been waiting in line?
Yeah, that's the best.
He'll
There's
go,
one
ticket
guy.
210, waiting 1 hour and 45 minutes. And I'm like, that's just the fucking.
Oh, that's funny.
Yeah. He
Worst
it's
you wanna
either he's the
hear.
best employee or the worst because he's either trying to point out that everyone's hey, we all
Or
know
he's
that whatever,
mocking the-
or he's like
He's doing it every time.
everyone.
He's-
Whether you waited 45 minutes or an hour and 45 minutes, he'll say.
He's fucking with you.
Whether he's the best employee is depending on who the person deciding that is. I think if you're customer is not the right word, but whatever, whoever's dealing with them,
Clientele.
best employee.
He's probably
Yeah.
getting a promotion for saying that. So good for him.
No,
I was
going
going to say the opposite. If you're his manager,
up.
if you're his manager, you're like, shut the fuck up.
Yeah,
just do your job.
They take a 2.5 hour lunch.
So that was the other thing.
Okay.
Not only do you have to go to 10 Armory, but you can only go to 10 Armory between 10 and 12 and 2 and 4. The 2 hours in the middle, they're
They're on
snacky fellas.
lunchtime.
They got to
that's
munch,
funny.
munch, and they can't,
they
of
can't
course, do it in
interlude,
shifts.
They
Wow.
can't
They have
split
to
the staff.
I like this because that gives half an hour to get to the place you want to eat for lunch and half an hour return time,
Sure,
full hour
absolutely.
lunch.
Looking at it from that way,
Yeah.
Yes.
great job.
I'd like to think it was more of a Bill Cosby situation.
They're trying to rile us up.
Where do you know the creepiest? I just told her this week. You know the
great.
creepiest thing about Bill Cosby? Way worse than the rapings for sure. He used to, when he worked a club or a theater, he would make the entire staff stop what they're doing and watch him eat curry.
That can't be true.
They all had to sit in a room and watch the man consume curry.
I can't imagine how that would be true.
I think this is probably. I don't think Bill Cosby was housing Curry 10 minutes before he went on stage. I imagine
that is
this
what
would
I
have
pictured.
been like an hour or so, and then whatever.
Just Curry. It's crazy.
Curry's an odd choice with it too, and you wouldn't think Bill Cosby be a big Curry guy. But.
So he had, I don't know if he grew up around them or something, but like I used to watch a Cosby Show a lot, and there was a lot of West Indian references in there, and also like he was always talking about callaloo soup and stuff. That's a very West Indian vegetable. So there's some connection there.
Is Philly known for West Indians? Maybe back in that time.
I don't have any family there, but maybe.
Okay. All right.
Anything more East Coast, West Indians in America like to live in Florida and then East Coast cities.
Okay.
Yeah.
Why East Coast? Because what way
I don't
would
know.
you travel? Would you go if you were in the West Indies?
You know what
would
it
you
is?
travel that way?
So depending on some of the countries, it what's not timeline? What's the word I'm looking for?
Time zone.
Time zone
A little
wise,
closer. Interesting.
it's the same time.
Because there's a rumor right now that Giannis Antetokounmpo does not want to play for a West Coast team because he doesn't want to be that far from Greece.
I mean that could
Which is
make
a
sense.
little silly considering you only play at your own stadium half the time. Like, how often are you actually just leaving from the place you play?
Yeah, and you're a millionaire. You're just flying in an amazing plane.
It also just means, and also, like, you got to live in New York or Atlanta then because you got to live in a hub. If you don't live in a hub, then you're gonna have a layover.
Oh, I see what you mean.
You know what I mean? So, like, what are you really even saying then? If you don't live in a hub, what the fuck difference does it make what coast you live on?
Right.
You got to stop in New York anyways.
But I guess it's just a rumor. He might be like, none of that is true.
It's true. Yeah. Good Black Creek. So the process is you go to our 10 Armory, you get a piece of paper either between 10 and 12 or 2 and 4 when they're not ceremonially eating. And then you've got to get over to 92 Front Street, which is about a 10-minute drive, 25-minute walk before 4 to get that piece of paper stamped.
A stamp.
Have you ever played Mario Party Jamboree?
No.
Okay, when you play the shopping level, you as you go around the board, you get stamped.
I get the
and you
idea.
collect a stamp.
Stamp
Yeah,
At the end,
just
you
like
turn in
that. So it's like you're playing Mario
Dead
Party
empty,
Jamboree.
the largest building you
if
have
you
ever
want to
seen.
see corporate government waste,
With
go
nobody
look
in
at
it.
92 Front Street East. St. Lawrence Market?
Yeah.
So across the new St. Lawrence Market, there's mostly government buildings. It's
crispy clean.
an airplane hangar of nothing. Like there is nobody.
I swear we were the only people in there that weren't working.
Like, and we walked around looking. By the way, this is the other thing. In all of these places, the courthouses, the whatever, no one fucking tells you anything.
There's no administrator. I don't know what happened to admin workers.
Like just a fucking lobby receptionist.
Or
You'd
a
think
map,
that
a
something-
directory, even anything in an elevator.
You just sort of. We were at the wrong.
You walk around and nobody tells you a goddamn thing.
It's fucking nuts. You just
It is exactly that way.
and you go through like a TSA screening to get in, and it makes total sense because you're like, otherwise people would just be walking around with weapons, not even knowing where they're going. Like, I mean, it's fucking crazy how disorganized it all is. Again, the system is entirely made up to not allow anybody to actually get any of this done. It's not done not on purpose. They haven't just a reception. What an oversight, a directory. It's none of that.
There were like literally beside the stamp lady, like 30 computers, like monitors and computers.
And
that
just
were
nothing.
untouched.
Yeah. Like it
Like
is just
they
like
got some level of like money.
It was
or
grant money
whatever.
went in, and it
fucking
was
so stupid for a stamp.
for a stamp. You have to go a stamp that they should. By the way, what the fuck that person knew about the situation?
She went, "You here for a stamp?" And we went, "We're here for a stamp." She stamped us. We're on
You're
our way.
kidding.
That was it. Nothing. No ID check.
no idea what that stamp
What
means.
are you here
How much
for?
do you think she gets paid to stamp?
Probably
Easily
that's like an
$120,000
$80. I would say starting 80 if she's been there for
Okay.
a few years. 120
Yeah.
easily. And probably a
That's
promotion
insane.
for organizing a book.
And tons of time off, great benefits.
Charlie would
I
agree.
think so. 130, 140.
Thank you.
Yeah.
We have our biggest supporter right now.
So
He is topping you though at the same time.
Yeah.
You said
That's
120.
Charlie's
He's
style.
like 130, 140.
No, I fucking know. Like, I work in this industry. I know this shit. I know this bureaucracy.
You put stamps on
Also,
people?
if I fucked Tony Braxton, he would have fucked Janet Jackson. So, yeah.
Fuck you, Ron.
No problem. But never, no photograph or evidence that it happened. But anyways, so you
Got
go to
the
the big
stamp.
thing. Now you got to take the stamp back to 10 Armory.
Before 4.
So you somehow in one day, you need to go from location to that location to that location. You need to not hit the 2-hour period they're on lunch, and you need to get all this in. Now, granted, I could have went back the next day, I guess, but I think I had
probably what they
48 hours.
We were all riled up, and we wanted to.
But you only have 48 hours to get the stamp. So if you didn't go right away and don't get the stamp, and I think the stamp's only good for that 48 hours, like it's a period of time, and then you just have to do the whole thing over again. Now, I thought this got me a new trial. It turns out this doesn't get you a new trial. This gets you a trial for an extension to get a new trial. So I get a court date, which was last Monday. Monday? Yeah. We go. Again, no fucking clue where we're going. No clue to whatever.
We went to
the wrong courthouse.
because the guy highlighted one address and then wrote down another address on a sticky note and went, "You're gonna go here."
Yes.
With two different addresses.
So we went to 330 University, which was, and by the way, when I talked about how I wasn't going to do anything civilly, this guy literally, the 330 University was information on how to do civil action against the city. So I might go do that. But so we go to 330 University. Guys, you're way too close to the podcast to be doing this. That's fucking Charlie. That's goddamn Charlie. That's literally insane. There's a podcast going on right in front of you. That's nuts.
We
should room together.
Anyways,
we should get a studio together. All sit in the bathroom.
yeah. They're trying to figure out how they can both live on my
blood
floor.
stains on the
They're
floor
literally
together.
discussing that if they split my studio apartment, they could both live there. Bunk beds. Honestly, you guys could do bunk beds
in there would go.
It's very tall.
cool.
We talked about it because you can put a desk underneath.
Yeah. Bunk beds wouldn't be bad.
I've seen
You guys
those.
could bunk bed that studio.
You could split the rent and then you're not paying.
That's what I'm saying. You guys would be under 700.
Bunk bed with Charlie.
I just would want Charlie to stay with me for 7, not like
It's
over
you-
there for like
you
There's
need a
a
break
good
from
size
him.
like closet.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Like
put a
we've
bed
both
in
lived there for a year.
Yeah, and we're still.
So like, and we're
Yeah.
dating still. So
Yeah.
like, that's, you know what I mean?
So you guys could make it.
Yeah. You get to see all the fake pussy Charlie gets. Anyways, so I come to my court case, what I think is my court day. That's when we see all the names where it's like domestic abuser and fucking whatever.
Sexual assault.
Yeah,
I think
with
was
a
one of them
weapon.
right up-
With a
and I'm
weapon.
like,
And they're all just hanging in the lobby. And then so I go into my thing. By the way, the guy that it told me where I was supposed to go, he was like, "Yeah, it's this room. I have a little history in here." And I thought he was a lawyer, and he wasn't a lawyer. He was a guy in a suit, but he had a bell on, which was very annoying.
Yeah.
Every time he had a bell. Every time he walked around, his little stupid fucking bell would ring on his belt buckle. I hated it.
Yeah.
And the judge must have hated it.
I kind of want to get a bell on my belt buckle
Just
and just not mention it to people.
Yeah.
like a dog.
Like a dog.
It'll be like white noise, but it'll be like
Yeah.
goes around.
Jamie will bring you on stage with him. Anyways, that's a joke that doesn't make any sense for this podcast.
You gotta listen. This is like Marvel.
Again,
you gotta listen.
really, this is the. Are we in the Sanker cinematic universe now?
That's correct. Yeah.
This somehow has become your universe,
Yeah.
even though I am constantly on Goblin and Ogre.
Yeah. Well, yeah. So is Jon Favreau on Spider-Man movies and Marvel movies.
Yeah.
And Tony Stark. He's dead now.
Oh, spoiler alert.
only podcasts in Toronto.
What?
Like there's no other. Like,
Yeah. No, there is actually. There's that Scarborough guy. What's his name? Something William. I forget. He's like.
Is he a comic?
Scarborough guy. Yeah. I saw him open. You remember I told you I went to a show with who's that guy who used to be a DJ in New York?
Oh, in New York, Cypher Sounds.
Cypher Sounds. Yeah, I saw him be one of the openers for Cypher Sounds.
Is it Marlon Palmer?
Yes, that's
Marlon
it.
Palmer.
That's it.
Yeah. I went through all the blacks I could in my head. But yeah, so we get to the court case. There's a guy with bells on, and the guy before me, in the order, was fighting tickets, parking tickets, from 1994.
And he
That's
still
great.
was like, I need an extension.
Oh,
You-
really? He was asking for extensions. He's
And
not
his
even fighting
argument
it?
was, he was like, but I paid them. Like, he's like, I paid for my parking at my building. I paid for it. So I shouldn't, whatever. So they didn't give him an extension. The judge was cool. I will say the
judge was great.
I
He
was
was
actually
great.
impressed that like he went through people's things. Like mine was literally nothing. They looked at mine and I guess that's my public defender. That lady is
I don't know
technically.
if she's yeah.
So I think my public defender just was like, I recommend that we give him the extension
Immediately.
Because you file paperwork, right?
Yeah.
So in my paperwork, I constantly put, because the officer hit me with his vehicle after, whatever. So like, I think everyone's kind of going like, maybe just kind of push this through.
Yeah.
So you go to 702. You have that. Whenever your name comes up, you go through that. If they grant you the extension, you then go wait upstairs again into the original room that you went to for the first time. Then they look at your paper and they go, okay. And then they send you back to the
floor
fucking
3.
courtroom again.
For floor 3.
The floor 3. So we go back to floor 3. I resubmit the new paperwork that I've just been handed.
And there's a lineup of people who just were
Same
granted.
process.
Same thing.
There's
Same
probably
thing.
20 people a session.
Sitting there going, why am I back here?
Yeah. And no one tells you what the fuck where to go. Like, there's all these windows, there's all these whatever. Nobody tells you
Same
which
spot.
one. And, like, everyone is scoundrelly ethnic. Like, it is all just everyone is using their lack of being born in Canada to not act like they know what lines are.
Right,
you know what I
right.
mean? Like, everyone's just doing it to, like, I'm
So
just going to...
so we joined.
Yeah.
We
Well, 'cause
pulled
at
a
certain
ticket
point-
just in
She just
case
played
so we
Swedish.
had a number.
Yeah.
And then joined.
It actually did teach me something about immigration.
They all know the way the system works better than we do.
That, absolutely. But also, you do have to be careful about the amount that you let in at a time. Because my philosophy on immigration has always been pussy and pizza. You give, say you're afraid of Muslim people, give them 5 years of pussy and pizza in this country. Like, if you think your country's so good, let them have a little of your whatever.
Freedom.
And they'll be just like you in a generation, right?
Yeah.
But the problem's becoming that now I'm acting like them because there's so many of them in there.
Yeah.
I'm now, I don't want to say lowering, but I'm adjusting myself to their cultures, which is cutting in line and being a total dickhead to everyone around you with no consideration about other people. So I'm doing that and whatever. And so I know I'm in a long line, like I'm the fourth Somali, whatever, doing it. And that's not because of Nick Shirley, you're a charlatan. But anyways, so you get that, you go back down to 302, and then I have another trial, basically. So the first one, I guess, is to say, is it granted that I'm allowed to do this, and I have to go process that. Then I went and had the trial
Back
for
and
if I'm
forth.
allowed to extend it. Now, the second time, I'm now again under the impression I'm having a trial. Like, actual, am I guilty, am I not guilty trial. No, sir. This is now, like, the first one was to see if they would, like, consider it or something.
Yeah.
And then this one is to see if they'll actually grant me the extension.
Correct. Yeah.
So now I have another trial in May where whatever, on top of going back to see this gentleman. So I will be returning to the same building again. So that is now 4 days. That would be, think about if I had a regular job, we would now be well over the $1,000 mark in time I would have had to take off from my job to go handle this for a $200 ticket. So if they just give you a ticket under $1,000, you're basically at a loss for fighting it.
Right.
Like, what system is that at this point? And, like, I'm not like, maybe like this is a tough one. Like this is a pretty clear cut one. The whole reason I didn't fight it in the first place was because I was instructed not to, so my complaint would go through. So I'm not like being negligent. They can see I'm not being negligent. I literally filed with the LECA, so it's not like I ignored the entire matter. I literally followed up with the matter in a way that I felt was proper. And it would cost me literally $1,000, and I don't even know if they'll knock the tickets off. He's probably not going to show up to the trial because, again, I imagine another family member will die. By the way, the reason I keep saying this is they keep pushing back my meeting with the officer.
We'll have a meeting on Friday, and then we get a call, and she's like,
he just had somebody die in the family.
Someone died.
They're just trying to draw me along.
Right,
whatever. Or someone died in his family. I'm not sorry about it. But
don't hit people with your
you didn't kill him.
Exactly. So, in my estimation, I think it's morally sound to say I'm okay. I'm not happy that the person died, whoever the person is. I'd prefer not to know because I don't want to put that on that person. I'm happy that someone in his life died. Does that make sense? There is a distinction there.
I was even to be even kinder. It's not that you're happy that someone in his life died. It's that any misery for him. Yes. And sure, some of it is a little darker world-wise, but you just enjoy his misery.
Yes. Any pain that I can cause him or that isn't illegal, I'm happy with. You know what I mean? And that's I think that's a fine thing to say. Legally, I'm really trying to dance around so I can maybe get some money out of this eventually.
You enjoy his misery.
Yeah. Yes, Officer Langen. Like you enjoyed making me late for a Chance the Rapper concert and hitting me with your car. I hope it was your wife. And you know what? It was probably better for her. You probably did it. I would make you the number. Whoever, honestly, based on your conduct, Officer Langen,
you're at the top of the
I
list.
would say you're the number one suspect in whatever happened to that person in your family. If it's cancer, I'd say you caused it. But anyways, that's just how I know you. Maybe you're a different guy outside of uniform, but the guy that I know causes cancer to his loved ones.
You know what I always thought was insane about cops is that even when the argument is they didn't mean to do that, it's an accident, right? I'm still in support then of firing them.
Yeah, you don't get to make accidents.
Yeah. If we're not allowed to make accidents,
well,
you can't
that's
make
the thing.
accidents.
What I have to continually remind myself when I want to let this go is if I had put the car in park for a moment and hit an officer with the car, my entire life has changed.
Yes.
I'll probably never recover in my life from that moment. And he's asking to just let it be chalked up as an oopsie.
I didn't do that.
They try to tell me that those cars jerk forward sometimes when put in drive. Great.
Sometimes they kill
still
a couple
put it in
kids,
drive.
but it's normal.
Put in drive with a human being in front of you. And also, you probably shouldn't all be driving vehicles that jerk forward when you put them in drive.
That's hilarious. That's like saying, hey, sometimes this gun goes off when I point it at you.
Sometimes the bullet comes out. I don't know.
Yeah.
You can't
It's
even tell with these things. Yeah. So I get to do all this on Sunday. I'm hoping it's going to be fun. It's very reminiscent of, and you know what? I didn't know what I wanted to talk about for the rest of this.
Yeah.
But I am going to go, and I said I wanted to start more beefs on this podcast. Yeah. And so I'm going to go into the beef.
Beef horn.
Oh,
Get the beef horn. What is it? The hate horn.
Hate horn. Yeah.
All right. I don't think I've told this story on the pod yet, but I recently saw this guy comment on someone else's Facebook post, and I just jogged back, and I occasionally get back into this story, but this is maybe my favorite way I've ever handled a legal situation. And let me be very clear, I haven't had a lot of legal situations. My rap sheet is when I was underage, when I was like 17, I got caught with a little bit of weed. I had that charge, but I was a young offender, so that should be wiped away now anyways, plus weed's legal now. But and I was very lucky because it was actually the amount of weed I had pinched out of a pound of weed that I had just sold is what they caught me with. So if they had caught me right before, I would have had a pound. And that would have been a whole rigmarole. But I luckily got caught with like 4 grams. So there's that. I got a ticket in New York for drinking in public that I eventually got taken in on a warrant for because I didn't realize I had to see a judge. So that was a whole thing, but that's a story for another time. I got arrested at the G20. That ended up being net positive. And then so this is not a charge. This goes back to my time in Chicago, and I don't think I've told this on the podcast yet.
I don't think
so.
Let's find out.
I was a regular at a club called the Laugh Factory in Chicago. Laugh Factory, of course, started in L.A. Jamie Masada, a nice Persian gentleman who started the club there and has tried franchising it out into multiple cities. The New York club was pretty bad, didn't work. The Chicago club is the old Lakeshore Theater that he purchased with Tim Allen and a few other investors.
Okay. Yeah.
When I moved to Chicago, the management at the Laugh Factory were fans of mine. So I pretty quickly was ingratiated there. I used to like go to Chicago to do spots, but when I moved there, I became one of the more club regulars that they had. I hosted the Nasty Show every Saturday at 11. I was on the fucking billboard that moved along. I was quite established. And so I will admit names because I've already gone through a legal situation with this, but let's just say that the person involved will know exactly who I'm talking about, and I will leave enough details that anybody who is in that scene knows exactly who I'm talking about. And again, you already tried to sue me for this once, so Paul, give it a shot. I relish it. I was, again, a club regular at the club. I was asked by the sound guy of the club to be the star of a short film that he was directing. And on the set of this short film was, there were other comics. And one of these other comics was a female comedian I had not met. She was new to the city. And in getting to know her, she revealed very quickly, the first day I ever met her, that she had woken up in a senior member of that comedy community, specifically the Laugh Factory's bed, without any knowledge of how she got there. She was unclear if there had been any sexual activity, but she knew that she had not desired to end up in that man's bed, but ended up in that man's bed. So now this is 2017, 18 maybe. We're in the height of cancel culture. We're in the height of Me Too. And I felt it was my responsibility as a senior member of this comedy community to do something to protect him. Now, I didn't make a public statement. I didn't run him down. I didn't do a Facebook post. I didn't whatever. I simply went to the management of the Laugh Factory, whom I felt were my friends, that also knew him on a personal level, and told them the situation, hoping that, because if you understand rape statistics, when they say that 1 in 4 women have been raped, men take that very personally, as if 1 in 4 men are rapists. But that is not what that statistic implies, because often people who rape people rape multiple people. It tends to be a reoccurring thing. Some guys rape, some guys don't. And so the fellas that do rape tend to be raping. That makes up a large part of that, right? Now, again, I am throwing the R word around very hard, and that is the word that got me into trouble. So we'll say sexual assault, because if I had used that word instead, I would have been in less legal jeopardy.
Bullshit. Hard R that shit.
Anyways, it doesn't really matter anyways.
Hard R
I'm
that
not-
shit.
So, and he was, and by the way, I just want to be very clear. I know what everyone's thinking. It's Chicago. He was not a hard R. He was Persian. But anyways, he was a hard P. But so, and he had a hard P when he raped her, probably. So,
Well, you don't know. He's
yeah. It could have been a soft rape.
noodling.
Yeah. An old jamming. Well, she implied that she was drugged, which is probably the best way if you're going to have to jam a soft dick into somebody.
Sure, yeah.
But so I tell the management, again, don't say fire him, don't say cancel him. Strictly, statistically speaking, he is very likely that if not confronted about the situation will occur again. So that was on a Wednesday. On the Thursday, that was on a Thursday. On the Friday, I am opening for Louis J. Gomez at the Laugh Factory at that club. I find out on the Friday when I go in that my Saturday show has been now canceled. Mm-hmm. My Saturday show that sells out every week. Now, granted, they didn't sell the balcony out, but that's only because they didn't staff the balcony. So every ticket that was available to my show, almost on a weekly basis, was sold out. One of the more successful periods of my career. People loved the show. It was a great show. My show gets canceled. Seems a little suspicious to me that a day before I had told on a gentleman that is in at the club for being sexually inappropriate with a person, right. And now my show's taken away. Forgive me for connecting the dots. So the next day I come in for my show. Now they gave me the rest of the month of shows to finish off, and then it was going to be canceled. So I come in for my show, and good lineup, very funny people. Abby Sanchez, who still works in Chicago. You're a great guy, Abby. I don't know if you took the wrong side in all of this, because a lot of people did, but I'm sure a lot of you were lied to. But Abby, great comic on the show. He was the final comic. Joe McMahon, who I think was actually genuinely one of the funniest people I've ever met in my entire life, was the second last comic on the show. There is somebody in the balcony during the show talking very loudly, clearly on their cell phone. So I give a little speech after Joe McMahon, explaining to the audience, hey, if you like the show, they're actually taking it away from me. If you don't like that, please let the management at Laugh Factory know, and whatever. With that being said, I'm about to go to the balcony and beat the fuck out of whoever's talking on their cell phone. Ladies and gentlemen, Abby Sanchez. And so with that, I storm to the balcony, where the sound guy tells me that it was one of the manager's friends and they're gone now. So hearing the news that it was one of the manager's friends, I lost my temper and I flipped over a two-top table, which hit the ground and a leg broke on it. So now, to be clear, I know for certain things that I know that have happened at the Laugh Factory that people did not get fired for. I've seen the management physically assault customers. We have all known that and I'm not going to say her name only because she doesn't need shade in this, but a comic with the initials LL that hosted the Tuesday open mic used to suck your dick, Curtis, to get that spot. And we all knew that, right? We all knew that. Those are things that would happen at that club that people didn't get fired for. I apparently got fired for flipping the table that got broke. So, anyways, we all know what I got fired for. I got fired for telling on Paul. And Paul was Persian and a lawyer. And he would do pro bono law work for Jamie Masada, the Persian owner of the Laugh Factory chains. So the mistake I made was not confronting somebody about being sexually inappropriate with a coworker. The mistake I made was confronting a tied-in Persian lawyer who did free work for the Laugh Factory to get his spots. Because Paul, and I'll tell the rest of the story, but we all know you're a fucking terrible comedian, and it has nothing to do with what you did. You just stink. And if you didn't stink, you'd be way further ahead at the fucking the Laugh Factory that you do free work for. So anyways, I tell on them, they get rid of me for the whatever.
Yeah.
And then I go on my way, never to appear at the Laugh Factory in Chicago again. Now I had some discussions with some people about Paul's behavior. Again, privately, just a handful of people, kind of, I don't want to say influential because, you know, most of the people in the Chicago scene, and you know this, guys, are fucking alcoholic losers. But in the scene, were considered important. And so, what? Can I not say they're all alcoholic losers?
No, I was just asking if I can excuse
Yeah, you could
myself
probably
to
go.
finish. Okay,
Yeah. Thanks, baby.
Thank you.
The beautiful Kennedy, everybody. You can just walk away.
Oh, yeah, you're good.
What, alcoholic losers?
I kind of feel like it was directed at me. Was it?
I literally said comedians in Chicago.
Yeah. Go to Chicago and be one of them. You can make it.
Yeah. So I told a few senior members of the comedy community what had happened. Now, this is where I used the R word in one of these conversations, and there's another
Ragnarok?
comedian. Ragnarok, yes.
We'll take them down till Ragnarok.
Yeah. So, and also the person in that conversation has tried to maintain being friendly with me in years past and doesn't realize that I know he's the one that went and tattled on me for tattling on him. So Zach O'Ryan, just so you know, I know that. Rape fucking apologist. But anyways, but otherwise a good guy. You're a good hang. He was a good hang. But he just,
that's fair. You're giving a positive and a negative. It wouldn't even
bother me if he just wanted to be uninvolved. Totally fine with me. But it's also just that he, at the time, was one of those comics that felt very much like he had to be like, we need to stand up for. It was like I had commented. Yeah, actually, this is exactly what happened. He had one of those posts, and I commented on it. Then why don't you tell the story that you know? Because I knew that he knew the situation and wouldn't say anything about it, and I wasn't okay not calling him on his bullshit. So that's then what circled over back to Paul. So we'll just keep it at that. We'll just keep, I don't give a shit. But hear the end of the story.
I did Google it too, and I'm like,
yeah. So trust me, if I felt like he could sue me for defamation, he already would have. Oh wait, he already tried, didn't you, Paul?
That's an Iranian last name.
And I got Persian, yeah. And I got all the receipts, doggy. I got every one of them. So, hey, you can feel whatever you want about this podcast. Everything I'm saying is true. You know every word I'm saying is true. You got to just deal with it, homie. Live comfortably with the idea that this is the worst I do to you. Like, the management, Curtis, Brian, I don't even really hold it against you that much. You're kind of just a fucking weenie faggot. You're not like a bad dude. What? Yeah, that's yeah. But anyways,
that guy doesn't get laid.
I learned my lesson. He looks sexual assaulty.
he's looking at pictures of Cosby.
Yeah, same diff. But anyways,
he's innocent. I just want to throw that out there. I'm just
so
kidding. Go ahead.
I told a few these, and Zach wasn't even a senior member. He was just kind of in on the crew, whatever. So one day, I am approached. At the time, I had a serving job at Canella's Breakfast, whatever, and I was served papers at my work for a $50,000 defamation lawsuit.
Wow.
About the situation. So basically, he was, you understand what defamation means. He was saying I willfully whatever, like spreading information, malicious, faking, whatever. So now let's recalibrate here for a minute to keep track of the situation. This is a lawyer who has now got another lawyer involved to come after me. I am a stand-up comedian at the time, worked 20 hours a week baristaing as well. And so now my dad implored me to get a lawyer. Everybody implored me to get a lawyer. But ultimately, I was living in the U.S. I wasn't exactly like flush with fucking American lawyer money.
Yeah.
I'm not an American citizen, so I can't just go get like free fucking representation or anything. I'm kind of in a dubious situation, which I'm sure Paul was very aware of, weren't you? But anyways, so he tries to slap me with $50,000 because I defamed him. Now, again, did I make any public comments about what he did? Absolutely not. I never fucking aired it out. As public as I got is telling Zacho he knew the situation and said nothing about it. I didn't say the situation with Paul. I didn't say the situation with the rape. I didn't say the situation with anything. I just strictly went, you know a thing and you're not saying it.
Yeah.
Also, who the fuck is this going to be? Oh, hello. Anyways, so, ladies and gentlemen, quickly on the podcast, Tucker Carlson, everybody. Tucker Carlson's here. All right. I'll go back to finish the story. I can tie this in very easily. I'm telling a story about an Iranian gentleman in Chicago that raped a lady and then tried to sue me for defamation when I told on him for the rape. How do you feel about that, Tucker?
Well, you kind of look like that guy.
Sure. Yeah.
So, I don't know. Am I doing the
Tucker? Yeah.
I was just here for the open mic.
I'm aware. I just want your Tucker on the podcast for a second.
Well, so I mean, what does he look like? So first of all, is he guilty?
Yes.
Okay. So when did this happen?
2018.
Okay, and there's a lot of Iranian men. They kind of, a lot of them all look alike. All similar unibrows. Are you sure that it was him?
Well, I didn't walk in on the rape, Tucker. I was told about it. I didn't just catch him raping.
Well, first of all, I need a little more context because I don't know really what happened. You just dropped this on me. Really, I would have to do my own research. I'd actually have to go to Iran.
I feel like we're getting a really half-assed Tucker. I don't appreciate it.
You know what, though?
Well, I don't know. I came in.
Yeah.
I
wasn't expecting to be.
I haven't heard it before, so I actually am on the other side. I'm like,
You've never heard of Tucker Carlson?
no. I
God,
just haven't.
he really fucking ignores you.
Oh, okay.
He's not in my algorithm.
Yeah, we just found out that Sanker never clicks on Alex DeWitt videos.
I watch a lot of how to properly wash your hair through a do-rag video. So,
All right,
you know.
well, fair enough. I feel like he
pretty
in his early 20s made a lot of those. So
Well, I own do-rags.
yeah, for sure.
I
You
own
were quite the
several.
wigger. Yeah.
No, I own like a red and I think a green one too.
Nice.
Yeah.
I believe in Toronto the green one is the most dangerous one to have because
For
the actual
who?
gang affiliation here is green as opposed to red or blue.
Oh, interesting.
Is like the Croc sect. I believe they are Bloods, but
Yeah.
they're like the Croca whatever Bloods.
That's actually a weird thing. There are even in LA there are some gangs that are technically affiliated with, I guess, the Bloods or the Crips, but they have a different color. Like orange is the
new black?
Yeah, there's so many other there are Latin
Yeah.
gangs and there are like all kinds of
Yeah.
that operate with different colors
Yeah.
that people forget about.
He looks way more uncomfortable in that seat than Kennedy did.
Yeah.
With this, I'm actually quite. This is the most comfortable seat I've been in all day.
You do match
frankly.
it quite well.
I do actually. You know what? No, I am. I picked the right little zip up to wear. I haven't worn this in since the Bills lost.
I was assuming that's constantly.
Did they lose again?
I've never worn it before.
No, I mean like
It's my
just
first
since.
time.
Oh, okay, yeah,
since
yeah.
they lost the playoffs last year.
Yeah.
All right, so I'll finish the story, but you can stay on, Alex. This is Alex
Yeah,
DeWitt,
yeah.
by the way. Whatever.
Hello.
So I get served with papers for defamation, and so I don't get a lawyer. I don't get anything. So what was asked of me by his lawyer was the first thing was I had to provide a list of everybody I had told that he had sexually assaulted the girl to. So this was the first clever thing I did. I did provide him with that list. But what I did was I added a sprinkling of people I hadn't told because that means he was going to go tell them himself. So I added everyone I could think of that I had told, which was probably 5-6 people. But then I added probably another 5-6 people that had no idea what the fuck I was talking about.
You should have thrown on like Barbara Streisand or someone
And
just
like,
involved her.
yeah. No, but that's the problem because then that gets into fucking, that could be considered defamatory. You go tell a famous person about it.
Is this why you had to leave Chicago?
No, I left Chicago to move to New York, but
What was the trajectory? Like, so you weren't in New York first.
I was in New York first.
Okay,
I
and
went
then
to New York.
All right.
I got hit by the transport truck when I was on tour with Kurt Metzger.
Middle Eastern guy?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
No, Metzger? What?
No, I mean
Oh,
like the
okay.
transport
Oh,
driver.
yeah. Indian guy. What are you crazy?
He's a Middle Eastern guy.
That's not. Yeah. Middle Eastern's not who drives transport trucks. Indians and Sikhs.
There's some Middle Eastern guys that you could probably mix in there.
In the Middle East, I imagine it's
Yeah.
Middle Eastern guys. You didn't
I
think
don't
about
think they
that,
had
did
trucks.
you? Yeah.
But literally everything is dropped off by drone in the Middle East. But so we drop rice on them and then we shoot at them as they collect the rice. But so my trajectory was
sad.
New York for a year and a half.
Right.
After that, I moved to Chicago, which was supposed to only be a year and a half. But then my mom got cancer. This is going to make you
Yeah.
sadder than you wanted to. My mom got cancer. I
just-
stayed for my mom's cancer.
He doesn't have feelings.
Yeah, it's true.
No,
He's very
not
yeah.
really.
And then COVID happened, so I stayed for part of COVID until it started to kind of clearing up in America. Then I moved back to New York.
Right. Okay.
So
Interesting.
Now, I couldn't have stayed in Chicago after this happened because it did queer things in the scene for me a little. But so because ultimately
Yeah.
comedy is so fickle. that like nobody even really took my side because the guy still worked at Laugh Factory, so he had $20 spots every so often.
The Chicago comedy scene seems like rife with situations like the one you're describing.
The reason
like
the Chicago
it's
comedy
all
scene,
like alt, weird little
here's
fucking
here's the
cretins.
problem with the Chicago comedy scene, is that it is the guard, you know what I mean, the gatekeepers, if you will, are shitty alcoholics or shitty comedians.
Right.
They're one or the other. They're either
Right.
too bad a drunk to get out of Chicago and make it in New York or LA or now Austin, or they're too mediocre to make it to New York, LA, or Chicago or Austin. So what you end up getting is this pool of people who kind of just suck or are total dirtbags policing the scene. It's very hobbyist.
Yeah, the most famous Chicago comedy video is that guy at the Chicago Laugh Factory falling off stage.
And that's like, would be, he was awesome,
being
but-
like, oh, I don't think it's gay to be pegged or whatever the fuck he says, and then he falls
off
which was
stage.
perfect.
I actually my favorite Chicago Laugh Factory story is I performed on New Year's Eve in 2017, and I watched a couple get unengaged during the show. I could tell. I went first, and I made a comment about their body language off the rip on the show.
Yeah.
Russell Williamson was hosting. Great comic, by the way. I'm not referring to you, Russell, in this. You did try to leave. He was hosting. I made a comment about their body language. By the time the ball was dropping, I remember Russ had to do the like host job of kind of like doing the ball drop. And I can see this girl, she's flipping her hair aggressively.
Yeah.
She's like picking up her purse and putting it down hard. Like and I'm like, this girl is about to explode. And at some point, the staff comes over to talk to her. She gets kicked out. As they're kicking her out, her fiance doesn't even turn his head. Like, he is just watching the show as they're kicking his fiance out of it. And she very dramatically holds her finger up in the air and takes the ring off for the whole crowd and chucks it at the floor or whatever. And fucking gets kicked out of the show.
What was he mad
Crazy.
at? Did she like fucking Iranian comedian or something?
Yeah. Well, she didn't want to, but things happen. So, anyways,
those the funniest open mics from back in the day. I remember Groove Bar. There was this is like pre-COVID. There was a couple that violently broke up in the back.
Oh,
and
really?
both stormed out in unison and just went separate directions. Yeah, it was like this Indian couple.
Yeah.
They were fucking screaming.
Oh,
wow.
that's funny.
Yeah, it
If
was
he went
probably
in a
during,
separate
like-
direction, that was the best thing that could happen for her.
Yeah.
Could have been an honor killing. Can I get back to my? No, go ahead.
My bad.
I was just
No,
saying,
I'm
at the
sorry.
Groove Bar, I also saw the open mic get interrupted at the end because some guy was being a problem outside.
Yeah.
And Rob had to go outside, deal with it, and ended up fucking karate judo flipping him onto the ground.
It wasn't Baxter, was it?
No, that was a different
Baxter
takeout
had a
night.
lot of
And the
episodes.
Rob
of
wasn't
fucking,
me, just to be fair.
No,
No,
Rob
no,
was
no.
another guy.
I don't think anyone
who-
listening at home knows who the owner of Groove Bar is.
He's famous.
So.
He's Toronto.
He's kind of like a well-known Toronto staple guy.
No
Yeah,
one
yeah, yeah.
knows who the owner of Groove
No,
Bar
he's the
is.
most
You know
famous
what?
Rob.
I'm just trying.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
spent a lot of time there early days, so
Yeah.
I just want to act like
Yeah,
it's,
you were an
know,
alcoholic.
He's part of he's part of the lore.
Yeah.
He is part of Toronto comedy lore, I would say.
Yeah. Because it's the oldest running bar open mic.
Yeah, do you know what the one was before that? Einstein's with fucking Ruby.
Einstein's went on forever. Well, Ruby-
Whatever the distinction is
Yeah.
of the longest running open mic in the
Yeah.
city, it also is a fucking horrible open mic.
Yeah.
That's the
They're always
only
the worst
reason they're
ones.
saying
Yeah.
it, because it's fucking terrible.
Yeah, it's always a
Goblin-
Korean guy missing an eye.
Goblin and Open is the
Gobbler's
longest running
longest
podcast in
podcast.
Toronto. Yeah.
It's fucking horrible.
Yeah.
It's funny, those comics from Einstein's, like they would all, once Einstein's closed down, they were all like stateless.
Yeah.
So they had to migrate over to Groove Bar.
Well, this is kind of what happened at the Royal too. Is
Yeah,
all the
sure.
comics
All
that
of
would
those
use the
guys
N word had no
without
place
a-
to go
without
anymore.
a home.
Yeah.
Fucking
So-
the lab was like their prison camp. For a
Yeah,
while,
they really-
right? It was their displacement.
And by the way, the lab, I wish people realize, like, this is the unintended consequences when people, like, and, everybody hates me and whatever, but everybody celebrated the royal closing like they had destroyed the Death Star. And it's like, where do you think the stormtroopers go now, you fucking retards? Now all the N-word comics are at the lab with you guys.
Yeah,
like now
they're
they
all
all have to go to your space.
Right.
They're fucking
Feral-
idiots.
Yeah.
Pretend like I'm on good behavior.
Yeah. Like they just all did fucking time at your club. Like, so anyways.
I don't associate with comedians anymore.
It's the best way to
By-
handle it.
by myself.
Most comedians in this city are horrible. But anyways, so I get served with the papers. I don't get a lawyer. I give them this list of whatever. So the next thing is, so they wanted me to admit that I knew the information was wrong and that I said it anyways. And I'm like, guys, do you think I'm the stupidest man who ever lived? That's not true. And obviously I'm not going to say that. So what happened was, my assumption was always, and understand this, Paul, my assumption was that he would claim he didn't have sex with the girl. I always just assumed he'd go, no, yeah, she had some drinks. She just stayed at my place. Nothing happened. That was always my assumption, is that would be the argument that he made, right? The hubris. And this is what got you, Paul. In the end, it was your fucking hubris. You couldn't just swallow your fucking pride for a second. This is how dumb lawyers are, by the way. I want everyone to know this before you get a lawyer, how fucking stupid these people can be. This is a lawyer who emailed another lawyer in the middle of a defamation suit that the reason I was upset with him was because I was jealous that he had sex with her. And then his lawyer forwarded that email to me sent me another email which included the text, he's upset because I had sex with her. So now I'm like, oh, you've just admitted you had sex with her.
Yeah.
I have all the proof saying she doesn't know how she got there. She woke up. She didn't know. I had all that. What I didn't have is you raped her. So you just confirmed you had sex with her. I wouldn't have gone through any of this. I would have fucking sued you right back had I just known off the rip that you fucking had sex with her. So then his lawyer my, like, everything changes. Now I'm in the driver's seat. Like, I literally emailed a lawyer back being like, hey, I don't know if you're familiar that you left that in the body of the email, but you're a fucking idiot, and I'll tell you what's going to happen from now on. And like, I mean, I might not have put it that aggressively, but what we agreed on is that there would be a phone call to mediate the situation with a unbiased third party. Now, the unbiased third party was Curtis, the manager of the Laugh Factory, who had fired me for telling on a guy for raping. So it's not exactly the most unbiased, but in the situation I'm in, I'm like, I don't give a fuck. Like, I'm fine. So have Curtis. Now, so they had me call this number, which is obviously recording the phone call. Like, they thought they were like, oh, we want to do a 3-way. So can you call this like conference number? I'm like, dickheads, you're recording the call. I'm not dumb. Like, it's just, you're almost more offended in these situations at how stupid people treat you than you are by the like trying to sue me for him raping someone. So, anyways, I recall the thing. It's me, whatever. Curtis's argument was that I had never liked Paul as a comedian. And so that they thought that I had a grudge against Paul, and that's why I would have said it. And that was like the greatest teeing up anyone could have ever done for me, because I got to be like, everyone thinks, and like, Paul's on the phone, right?
Yeah.
So my defense gets to be, of course I think Paul's a bad comedian. Everyone thinks Paul's a bad comedian. Like, he's a bad comedian. It doesn't mean, I think lots of people are bad comedians. I don't accuse them of rape. Like, so I just get to be telling this guy how much everyone thinks he sucks, how much nobody likes him, how much whatever. I'm just like, yeah, did you blow? But like, that doesn't mean you fucking, I'm going to say you raped a person. Like, that's fucking insane. Whatever. So like what they thought would be like a phone call that would entrap me into saying something that would like get me in trouble ended up being like 45 minutes of me telling Paul that nobody respects him or likes him. It was the fucking best. It was like so cathartic in this situation that like, you know, I don't have $50,000 and I don't know how this is going to go, right? I'm a quasi legal citizen in this country. Like I'm not in a good spot, but I do know I'm right. I do know I'm telling the truth. And so like I'm going to swing as hard as I can. And so we have the phone call. I forget what they wanted the next steps to be, but I just ignored whatever that was. And then finally, my case got shared from a friend to a legal friend who took the case pro bono, Lori Sakamoto. I will always say, if you are in Chicago and you need a lawyer, hit up Lori Sakamoto because she did it for me for free. She was fucking badass. I love Lori Sakamoto. She sent one email to his lawyer when she took me on saying, I assume you are the lawyer for the famous and well-regarded Paul whatever, basically mocking that, like, first of all, you're not even fucking famous, so defamation doesn't even apply to you in the first place. Mm-hmm. But regardless of that, they literally sent one email back, and I never heard from them again. Fucking Lori handled it in 2 emails. They were gone forever, which is why I feel confident saying all this, Paul, because you won't bring it back up again. And the pettiness in me is I've let this go. I haven't done it probably for like 2 years now. But I used to like every 6 months just text Curtis. That still works at the Laugh Factory today, by the way. And I used to just go, hey man, enjoy your job. It's just like I hope you're happy that you still got that position because it could be taken away from you at any moment. And Curtis, the threat still applies. You want to get upset about this? You want to try to cause a problem? Let's play in the mud, piggy. I'll have all the fun in the world with you. I'll own the Laugh Factory in Chicago if you guys want. I'm fine with that. I'll split it with Tim Allen and his fucking niece.
Tim Allen?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, cool. Who's Paul?
The guy that raped.
And who's Curtis?
The manager that fired me for telling on Paul for raping.
So it's a Persian guy named Paul.
Yes.
And then Curtis, what ethnicity is he?
He's an African American fella.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right.
So
I just couldn't. I didn't know the names.
it's all good.
you
You
gotta
came in
picture
halfway through
them.
the story.
Yeah.
Is the open mic happening?
No.
What the fuck? It says on the thing.
This is the open mic.
This isn't what thing?
The gulag's happening. That's why I came here.
What is the thing?
I feel like I've been ambushed.
It
says on the website.
What website?
The fucking it just says the schedule.
We don't have a website.
Well,
Yes, you do.
Maybe Luis.
Yeah, Lewis is still out in Arizona being free.
What the hell's this? I want to
Yeah,
run
you did
some.
say the gulag thing earlier, and I'm
Yeah.
like, oh, this is funny. You know? And then we just did the podcast.
Well, what the hell?
Yeah. Do you want to just
Daisy Junction time.
How long are we in?
I'm
Oh,
gonna
yeah,
have
we're
to
way
go to
over an
that.
hour.
We're
now.
way over an hour.
Yeah.
You can just do your set for my
No,
podcast.
I'm
if
not
you
gonna
want.
do that. That's weird. I'm
Okay.
just trying to. I got backroom shows tomorrow, so I'm trying.
Oh, big deal.
Well, it is what it is.
Yeah.
It is a big deal.
So,
it could
by the
be
way, and
really
this is
good.
the annoying thing, is that Alex doesn't do. I keep trying to get him to do a live Tucker Carlson show. He won't do it. We set him up with a fucking movie watch along podcast. He doesn't do it, but he'll go to fucking Backroom and do these big headline Backroom days.
Because I'm a stand-up, and I need to.
What percentage of the
What
door you
might
get
be-
at Backroom?
We do 70-30.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so I get a pretty.
Yeah, it's 30% less than you get here, but that's
Well,
fine.
whatever. Okay.
Yeah, I'm just saying. Anyways, but anyways, anything
Come
you
on,
want to
DeWitt,
plug
decide
besides,
right now.
besides
Tucker
your
Carlson
shows at
show.
Backroom tomorrow? That'll be
I
over.
got my podcast, Something's Off with Alex DeWitt. I've kind of reignited that. It's on Spotify and YouTube.
Cool.
Follow me on Instagram, Alex DeWitt Comedy.
and his Tucker is excellent. Don't take it off the fucking half-ass version he did
Well, no,
on
I
this
think
podcast.
it sounded quite good over the microphone. I wasn't expecting to do this. I've been.
Yeah.
I simply came here. I was going to sit in the back,
I thought it was fine.
listen to you talk about Paul and Curtis and the
Yeah, Mr.
Chicago rape comedy scene. And
I mean, that's not what they call it.
I don't know.
They just call it the Chicago rape scene.
Oh, the comedy part. I get you.
So, anyways,
Yeah. So that's any other things you'd like to say?
So Mississauga, I got to show my little homecoming neighborhood show May 8th at the Franklin House. That's a great venue for comedy. Yeah, that's happening Friday, May 8th. So what the fuck? I don't like that. I ruined my plug.
All right. Goodbye.
Bye.